Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man series Spider-Man, which is interesting to me that they didn't bother calling it Big Time Spider-Man. It's just, I don't know, like, why not just type it out? Just type it out, Hasbro, what the heck? Anyway, this is a new version of the Big Time Spider-Man, which came out a while ago, and the old one did, not the new one, and a lot of people really hated the old one, like a whole bunch. I wasn't one of those people. I definitely understand the problems of it, but I didn't hate it as much as most people did. So we're going to do a little bit of a comparison here. We're going to go over this figure, though it's not a whole lot of new stuff, so it shouldn't take very long. But I'm going to give you guys a look at it in case you want to decide, or in case you haven't decided if you want to get one or not. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. And this guy stands just about 16.5 centimeters, which makes it pretty close to 6.5 inches. This is using the Spider-Man body that we've seen about 1 trillion times at this point. Some people love it, some people hate it. It definitely has short legs and a long torso, but otherwise it's not a bad sculpt. It has pretty decent anatomy all the way around, and it definitely has decent enough articulation. We'll get into that shortly. First impressions on this guy. Aesthetically speaking, it's very different from the original. This guy is just solid black plastic with some relatively pale green striping. It's nowhere near as neon as I was expecting it to be. It's supposed to be like a neon glowing green, kind of like Tron thing going on. This looks a lot less like it's glowing and more like it's striped. This one, on the other hand, they sprayed the crap out of with some green shading to make it look like it's glowing. They definitely did a better job with the neon green lining, but the shading is definitely overkill, and that's what a lot of people hated about it. It ended up being mostly just a green and black Spider-Man. However, especially around the eyes, it does give that look of it glowing. I'm not saying they did a good job with it, but they did do a job with it, whereas this is about as bland as it can get. So I don't think I want to say which one is technically better. This one was not executed well, but it is there. This one doesn't have it at all, so it's not really a fair comparison. I think it's just going to come down to what you prefer. Do you like the clean look that doesn't look glowing or illuminated or bright at all, or do you like the one that's overly done? I'm personally somewhere in between, so that's why I'm not picking. But objectively, at least they tried on this one. I gotta give them some credit, and it does achieve that look to some extent, and that's gonna look cool on a shelf to some extent. This one's just going to disappear on a shelf. So that's kind of my take on it. I don't know that this one is necessarily, technically, a better release in that regard. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say about it. I think some people are going to like the old one better. I think some people are going to like this one better. We'll see what you guys think about it. So aesthetically, I'll give it a 7. It doesn't have any of the light up look that it's supposed to have. We do have some smudging here and there, but otherwise it's just a solid black figure with some lines on it. And there's some more smudging back here. It's just not particularly good. It's just relatively average. So 7. As far as accessories go, we do get... I thought I was supposed to... Where'd my... Son of a... I forgot to take it out. We have a web accessory right here, and I'll have to get that out for the photos for you. But it's one of those triangular shaped ones which doesn't really do much. It's not particularly good. I think we got it with Kane. Was it Kane that came with it? I'm not sure. But either way, we have the web accessory, and then we have 6 hands. We have 2 fist hands, 2 whip hands, and then 2 wall crawling hands. And they did paint the hands, and that's a nice effect. I like that. I'm glad that they did that. Though they did it on the original one too, he just didn't have alternate hands. So accessory-wise, I'll give him a 7, I guess. The hands are nice. Web accessory blows. I don't know why they made it that shape. It doesn't work. But we do have it, so it's better than nothing, I guess. Alright, time for the articulation, though we've seen this a bunch. Like I said before, the head goes all the way back, goes all the way forward. It does rotate side to side. It does lean side to side as well. And it's pretty good. There's no huge gapping or anything like that, so that's nice for a Spider-Man head. Butterfly joint on this body does work fairly well. It's not as good as it could be. We've seen better at this point, but this one is still... It's plenty okay. It does work. You do have your full-on ball hinge shoulder, full rotation all the way around. You can get the arm up to horizontal, and you do have your bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow works like a double jointed elbow works when it doesn't not work. And then you have your wrist swivel, and you have a hinge. Ab crunch on this guy does lean back, but it doesn't stay back. Doesn't want to do that. Now it's staying. It's definitely fighting it though. Like, I really have to force it to get it to stay, so that's weird. It does lean forward. Not especially well though. Pretty much lousy articulation in the abdominal section. Plus he has a really long abdominal section. If they just replace these two parts, I know there's more than two parts in there, but the chest and the abdomen, this would be a much better mold. Waist twist is a waist twist. Hips still only go a little bit better than 45. It's amazing to me that they can't get that worked out. They do go all the way forward though, so that's nice. They go back a little bit, that's pretty good. Thigh swivel is good, though if you want to line up the lines, his toes have to point out to the side, which is disgusting. I don't like that. Double jointed knee works like a double jointed knee. No shin swivel. Ankles go all the way back, pretty far forward, and you have a really nice ankle rocker out of that swivel hinge. So, as I said before, as is the case with all of the other releases, this body is perfectly acceptable, but not particularly good. It's run-of-the-mill articulation, nothing stands out. There are some problems. I'm only going to give it a 6 out of 10, especially for a Spider-Man figure, having no good torso articulation, hips that don't go out to the sides, and everything else is just average. It's not impressive. So, final verdicts on this guy. Is it a welcomed addition to the collection? I think for many people it will be. I don't think it needed to be something exceptional. I think it could have easily been a lot better, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. It's just another generic release that they knew they were going to make money on, so they didn't put much effort into it. Which one is better? I don't know. I tend to think even though this is terribly overly done, it still is going to look nicer on a shelf than just this. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but final verdict on this guy as a whole, 7 out of 10, I guess. It's not a bad figure. It's not an impressive figure. It is just, you're getting a decent enough figure for your money, and there's no surprises, nothing special about it in either way. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, but make sure you come back because I do have new videos up just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So like I said, make sure you come back for that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.